What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and Disney is desperate. Now, if you've been following this channel, or you've been following Star Wars merchandise, or you've been into any retail location, you'll see that the shelf space that is provided to Star Wars merchandise keeps getting smaller, with more and more of it being dedicated to clearance racks or bins of clearance Rose Tico action figures or Snoke dolls or any one of the other forgettable characters from the newest franchise. In fact, if it really came down to one thing, you could argue that parents aren't buying these toys for kids, or that the toys aren't for kids, they're still for adults who like to collect Star Wars stuff. There's a lot of different mitigating factors here for the continued decline of sales of Star Wars merchandise. But overall, I think it's just that they haven't connected with that original fandom, and the young fans that may see the movie also don't connect with it, and they don't want action figures. They want to play on their tablet, and they want to play video games and things like that. So times do change, but Disney certainly has their fair share of it. Nobody wants a Rose Tico action figure other than to hilariously laugh at, or Snoke, or any of these other characters that nobody cares about like they used to. Sure, there's the hardcore Star Wars fanboys and girls that still purchase one of everything, but that number is greatly dwindling, especially when you continue to alienate them with new films and having different types of media that attacks the fandom. There's been various reports saying, hey, basically, this is the second or third year in a row that this spot has continued to decline. But I feel like they've reached a new low here, or perhaps peak greed. Now, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is a theme park that by most accounts has been a failure. People don't want to go. I'm not sure exactly why that is. When it started failing earlier on, they started saying that, it's because it's the summer, because it's because of blackout dates, it's because of this. But if we look at, the totality of it, attendance is down, attendance is significantly down. And as of November 7th, you could see Disney confirms Star Wars Galaxy's Edge low attendance and high costs. Disney again confirms their Star Wars, this is according to Cosmic Book News, their Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme park suffers from low attendance, with a mention of the high costs associated with visiting the park. In Disney's Q4 financial report, it reported their park's experiences and products saw a revenue decrease of 8%. It's mentioned that the growth was due to higher guest spending, but not because of large number of people visiting the parks. Prior to opening Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disney significantly increased ticket prices. Shocking. In the report, it says growth at Disneyland Resort was primarily due to higher guest spending, partially offset by expenses associated with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So you're not getting more people in the door, you're just extracting more money out of them, which has a finite end date. I mean, you can only squeeze so much, I would have thought. But now Disney is charging for Sporks. Sporks that were free. Sporks that now you must pay $11 for. That's right. Now, coming out of Screen Rant and covered by many other outlets, Disney charging $11 for Galaxy's Edge Sporks that were originally free to use. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Park is now selling Space Sporks for $11, despite the utensils being free of charge when the park opened. Disney's Galaxy's Edge Park is now charging $11 for Sporks that were free when it opened, almost 8 months on from when the first Star Wars theme park opened in Anaheim, California. Fans continue to flock to Disney's immersive Planet Batu. No, they don't, because you decided you wanted to not play the nostalgia card and that you wanted to introduce all this new lore, and it didn't resonate with the only people that could actually afford it. At this point, Disney has made good on their promise to open Star Wars themed areas inside 2 of their parks. As previously mentioned, the first Galaxy's Edge opened at the end of last May, with the second having opened in Disney's Hollywood Studios at the end of last August. So far, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. No, it hasn't. Come on, Screen Rant. At least pretend like you're not a shill. Though Disney CEO Bob Iger previously had to explain why attendance numbers were low, aren't as high as originally forecast. Regardless of the numbers, Galaxy's Edge is nothing if not a runaway success. What? Are you kidding me? They're so successful that they're charging $11 for a spork. That's not success you're smelling. That's desperation. Now, fans come from around the world to experience the Star Wars and avail to themselves to the unique variety of souvenirs available. While everything that's available to purchase isn't necessarily the most affordable. We're looking at you, $200 lightsabers. Fans haven't had any major issue paying with top dollar for memorabilia. Now, that sort of tolerance may gradually wear thin if Disney continues to test the limits of Star Wars fans' dedication. According to Disneyland News Today, a spork, which used to be free and easily attainable in the Docking Bay 7 food and cargo area of Galaxy's Edge, is no longer available. After a brief hiatus, Disney has now decided to reintroduce the utensil with a $10.99 price tag. And a handy carrying case thrown in for good measure. Are you joking? No, seriously, are you joking? First of all, it's hundreds of dollars to spend the day at Disneyland. This obviously, when we look at it, the problem was essentially that original sporks were leaving the theme park and then hitting eBay. When we look at eBay, we can see them being resold already for $38.50, $37.50, $50. People are willing to pay $50 for a spork. Get a hold of yourself, Star Wars fans.
I'll give you $1 million for that
spork.
Get a hold of yourself. Stop giving these people money. Are you joking? A utensil that should be free is taken away and then brought back only to be sold for $11. Think about that. This is who you're supporting. I mean, yes, it's not plastic. It's kind of nice-ish. But you're talking about a park, and by the way, a meal that you're eating that's going to cost you $100 for a family. Can you let people take a fork if they want it? Can you let people have something for free? The Screen Rant article continues. It's understandable that opening and maintaining theme parks such as Galaxy's Edge is no minor endeavor. These are clearly the basic necessary elements of running a successful business. Let alone the most powerful entertainment conglomerate in the world. And to be fair, Disney is presently no information regarding exactly what this new spork is made of or how durable it may be. All that's being said, of course, charging $11 for a spork when it was previously available for free is a bit much. Granted, Disney had previously been having problems with Galaxy's Edge visitors stealing the sporks due to them being free. How can you steal something that's free? I don't get it. First of all, is it too much to ask to add value, Disney? Is it too much to ask to have just a shred of value for people and not have to monetize everything? I'm willing to bet that a tiny percentage of people are even interested in stealing the sporks. And the number of people interested to pay $11 for them after paying hundreds to get into the park and maybe thousands in travel and hotel is going to be an even smaller number. Everything nice has to get ruined by these greedy jerks. Now, it says, whether any of this justifies the reintroduction of $11 for a spork into the Star Wars universe is presently up for debate. No, it isn't. Who's debating that? This isn't, I mean, are you joking? It's one per guest. And looking at the shill like Instagram accounts, if we look at this article on Fox News, it's like, you guys, they're selling sporks at Docking Bay 7 for $10.99, one per guest. So happy we can finally get these. God, have some dignity. Have some dignity, fans. They don't care about you. Stop buying every little thing that they put out. Reward quality. You could buy a titanium spork from REI for cheaper than this that you'll actually like to use. I don't understand what, you know, it's so sad that these people are like, you know, you could buy a titanium spork for like $4 or $5, by the way. The people who buy this are not helping things. They're not helping reward innovation. You're letting Disney off the hook, floundering, and now you're just giving them an opportunity to extract more money from you for something pointless. Why couldn't people, if you choose to eat at this expensive restaurant, why couldn't you just have the Spork? Let them have their Sporks, Disney. You don't have to squeeze every drop of juice out of everybody. Come on. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.